Activity. Identify the use of egg in the following dishes.
Number 1. Mayonnaise. What do you think is the correct answer? Number 2. Pancakes or cupcakes. What do you think is the right answer? Number 3. How about sponge cake or meringue? Number 4. Custard or pudding? And number 5. Meatloaf.
On a clean sheet of paper, answer the following.
Identify the uses of egg in the following sentences. Number 1. When frying food, egg helps hold the fried food in place. Number 2. Egg gives strength and stability to meatloaf. Number 3. Eggs hold up to 4 times their weight in moisture in making custard and pudding. Number 4. Eggs serve this purpose in a recipe that calls for beaten egg whites like in making meringue. And lastly, number 5. Egg blends two incompatible ingredients like in the recipe of mayonnaise.
Hi students! So welcome to our third week of the first quarter. So now, let's study the varieties of egg dishes. We have here the varieties of egg dishes such as boiled eggs, fried eggs, poached eggs, scrambled eggs, omelette, and baked eggs. Boiled eggs are cooked in the shell to make hard and soft cooked and cold the eggs. It can be cold egg, soft boiled egg, medium cooked egg, and hard boiled egg.
Either work well. Drop in about a teaspoon of butter. Spread it around by moving the pan or using a spatula. Crack your egg on the side of the pan. If you use oil, use about a teaspoon. Our favorite is avocado oil. Shake the pan a little so the egg doesn't stick. When the egg is almost, but not completely cooked, add a pinch of salt. If you salt the egg at the beginning, it changes the color of the yolk. This may or may not matter to you. Transfer to a plate and eat while your egg is still nice and hot.
One is the sunny side up. It cooks slowly without flipping it over until white is completely set, but the yolk is still soft and yellow.
Heat 2 teaspoons butter in a nonstick skillet over medium-low until hot. Then crack a pasteurized egg into a custard cup or small bowl. Now gently slide the egg into the melted butter and cook about 30 seconds. When the edges of the egg turn white, add 1 tablespoon water to the pan. Then immediately cover to capture the steam and cook 1.5 to 2 minutes. Now lift the lid to check the egg for doneness. It's ready when the white is set and the yolk begins to firm.
Is the basted do not flip, so you need to drop a little bit of water and then cover it so that the steam will cook the top. A thin film of coagulated white will cover the yolk, but the yolk will still in a liquid form.
Begin by cracking an egg on the countertop rather than the side of the bowl to avoid breaking the yolk. Instead of going straight into the skillet, open the egg into a custard cup to ensure that no shells make their way into the pan. In a nonstick skillet set over medium-low heat, melt 2 teaspoons butter until bubbling, then gently slide the egg into the skillet. Cook about 1 to 2 minutes, just until the white is set and opaque and the yolk begins to firm. Then carefully flip the egg over. Now cook another minute to firm the yolk just a bit more.
So in here, you will just cook the white of the egg until it is set, but the yolk is still in liquid form. It will be followed by over medium fry and flip over. You will cook it until the yolk is partially set. Only partially set.
Over medium-low heat, melt 2 teaspoons butter until bubbling, then gently slide a pasteurized egg into the skillet. Season the egg with salt and pepper to taste and cook about 2 minutes. When the white is set and opaque and the yolk is firm but not hard, flip the egg and continue cooking another 1 to 2 minutes or until desired doneness.
The over hard fry and flip over. You will cook the yolk until it is completely set. Poached eggs are prepared by slipping shell of the eggs into barely simmering water and gently cook until the egg holds its shape.
Half full of water and set over high heat. Add a teaspoon of salt for flavor and 2 teaspoons white vinegar or lemon juice. This helps to keep the white of the egg from spreading. Next, crack a pasteurized egg into a small custard cup. When the water comes to a boil, reduce the heat so the water is at a simmer. Now gently ease the egg into the water, holding the cup as low as possible so the yolk doesn't break. Repeat with additional eggs if desired, taking care not to crowd the pot. Use a spoon to gently gather the white around the yolk, then cook for 3 minutes. To test for doneness, lift the egg from the water using a slotted spoon and gently jiggle the spoon to make sure the white is solid. Carefully return the egg to the poaching water if you prefer a less runny yolk. When the egg is done, sprinkle with a little salt and pepper. It's good enough to stand on its own with just a slice of toast or an English muffin.
Poached eggs are prepared by slipping shell of the eggs into barely simmering water and gently cook until the egg holds its shape.
3 pasteurized eggs into a bowl, then add 3 tablespoons of milk. Skim, low-fat, or non-fat versions are all fine. Season with salt and pepper as desired. Whisk the eggs and milk together until well mixed. Meanwhile, melt a tablespoon of butter in a non-stick skillet over medium heat. When the butter begins to bubble, pour in the egg mixture and let it stand in the skillet briefly, just 30 to 60 seconds, to set the edges. Using a rubber or silicone spatula, slowly stir, gently lifting and folding uncooked and cooked portions together. Continue lifting and folding until the majority of the eggs have set and are moist, fluffy, and glossy. If you prefer your eggs more well done, continue cooking 1 to 2 minutes or until they're slightly firmer. Just be careful not to overcook or the eggs will be dry and rubbery.
Scrambled eggs, it can be done in 2 ways. The first one is the egg can be stirred constantly over low heat for a soft, delicate curd and a creamy texture. The next one is stirred less frequently as they cook for a larger curd and a firm texture.
To a bowl with a pinch of salt and pepper. Mix. Finely chop 2 spring onions. Throw 10 grams of butter
Into a pan over low heat
Add your eggs into a pan.
and slowly move around with a wooden spoon.
As it begins to set, grate in a cheese of your choice and throw on some of those chopped spring onions. Now fold over your omelette and turn onto a plate. Finish with an extra grating of cheese over the top and a few more spring onions.
Omelets start like scrambled egg, but when the eggs started to set, they are rolled over. Other ingredients can be added, just like the cheese, milk, tomato, onions, and meat.
To begin, preheat the oven to 325 degrees Fahrenheit, then coat the insides of oven-proof ramekins or dishes with butter, oil, or nonstick spray. Always start with cold eggs. Their yolks are less likely to break. Crack an egg open into a small, clear dish first to make sure no shells have accidentally dropped into the egg. Gently slide 2 pasteurized eggs into each prepared ramekin, then sprinkle with salt and pepper. If you'd like, add about a half teaspoon of your favorite chopped fresh herbs to each dish. Parsley, tarragon, and dill all taste great. Bake the pasteurized eggs for 15 to 20 minutes or until the whites have turned opaque and the yolks are beginning to firm up. Press gently on the yolks to see if they're the doneness you prefer. Continue to bake if you like the yolks slightly firm and not as runny.
Is the baked eggs. These are done using an oven. Things to remember when cooking eggs. Throw eggs away from cooked or ready-to-serve foods to prevent cross-contamination. And don't lick spoons and eat raw dough or butter made with raw eggs. Cook eggs until both whites and yolks are firm. Bake quiches, casseroles, and other egg dishes to an internal temperature of 160 Fahrenheit. If your recipes call for a raw or undercooked egg as part of the final product, be sure to choose eggs that have been treated to kill salmonella or use pasteurized egg products. Once the eggs are cooked, make sure that you put it in these temperatures above 140 degrees Fahrenheit or below 40 degrees Fahrenheit. If the meal is finished, refrigerate it right away. Our last discussion is all about eggs and food safety. Some raw eggs
eggs carry bacteria that can cause a nasty digestive tract infection called salmonellosis. Some raw eggs carry bacteria that can cause a nasty digestive tract infection called salmonellosis. Some of the symptoms includes fever, diarrhea, abdominal cramps, and can appear anywhere from 12 hours to 3 days after eating contaminated eggs. Safety handling instructions: to prevent the illnesses, you must keep the food refrigerated. Next is cook the food until the yolk are firm and cook food containing eggs thoroughly. To prevent foodborne illnesses from eggs, it begins from the grocery store and continues to your own kitchen, so before, during, and after meals. So that's it. That is our Module 3. And that is from the module written by Adora Baracas of SDO of Caloocan.